Hello friends, I am Bodha. Hello friends, I am Tatwa. Bodha, my friend saw a movie called Chava. She says it's amazing. Is that a true story? Indeed, it's a powerful representation of an Indian legend. Intense, inspiring and heroic. Imagine being born into greatness, only to be tested by betrayals, conspiracies and a relentless empire seeking your destruction. Imagine a warrior king who stood unshaken even in the face of brutal torture and roared, "मरणही मी घडवेन, पण धर्माचा त्याग करणार नाही. I may embrace death, but I'll never abandon my dharma." This is the story of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj, Shivaji Maharaj's son, the second ruler of the Maratha Empire and one of the history's most fearless kings. But the king is not born, he is made. How was Sambhaji prepared for this destiny? Born on 14 May 1657 at Purandar Fort, Sambhaji was destined for the battlefield. Raised under the watchful eyes of his father, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and his grandmother Jijabai, he was trained in diplomacy, war strategy and governance. But his path was never easy. When he was just 9 years old, he was sent as a political hostage to the Mughal court of Raja Jai Singh I. Wait, at just 9 years old? He was sent away? Why would Shivaji Maharaj do that? It was part of the Treaty of Purandar, a political move to protect Swarajya. The Treaty of Purandar meant Shivaji ceded 23 forts, paid compensation, and secured what he could, not as surrender, but as a strategic pause in the battle for Swarajya. But Sambhaji, being no ordinary child, he observed, learned, and prepared himself for the battle that lay ahead. I read somewhere that Aurangzeb had captured Chhatrapati Shivaji and little Sambhaji and kept them in house arrest in Agra? Yep, you heard that right. In 1666, Aurangzeb thought he had them trapped in Agra. But Shivaji and Sambhaji didn't just escape. They fooled the Mughals right under their noses. Disguised, they walked out of the fortress and disappeared into the night. A brilliant escape that left the mighty Mughals humiliated. This moment marked the beginning of Sambhaji's legend. He was no longer just a prince. He was a warrior preparing to lead an empire. That's genius. So after this, he was ready to take over? Not yet. The real challenges were just beginning. At one point, his own father confined him at Panhala Fort in 1678 due to behavioral concerns. But Sambhaji, being the warrior he was, escaped in a year. Though he briefly aligned with the Mughal commander Diler Khan, he quickly realized their game and returned to the Maratha fold and reconciled with his father in 1679. They say it right. सुबह का भूला अगर शाम को घर वापस आ जाए तो उसे भूला नहीं कहते. An year later, Shivaji Maharaj passed away in 1680. That's unfortunate. Was Sambhaji crowned as Chhatrapati after that, or did he face obstruction? Well, his stepmother Soirabai tried to place her son Rajaram on the throne. But Sambhaji was not one to back down. He seized Raigad, eliminated his enemies, and was crowned as the rightful Chhatrapati of the Marathas. How did Sambhaji stand against Aurangzeb? Fearlessly. Aurangzeb, the most powerful emperor of the time, had one mission: crush the Marathas. But Sambhaji was the storm he never expected. When Aurangzeb's own son, Prince Akbar, rebelled and sought asylum to Sambhaji, he did not hesitate. He welcomed the prince, knowing full well the wrath it would bring. The war intensified, the Mughal court shifted to the Deccan, and the Mughal empire's resources began to drain. But what about the traitors within his own court? Sambhaji had no tolerance for betrayal. When conspiracies brewed within his own court, he crushed them without mercy. Gaddaranam maafi nahi, Swarajyancha shatrunam shama nahi. No mercy for traitors, no forgiveness for the enemies of Swarajya. Such a powerful warrior who gave Aurangzeb a headache and a fright, how come he was caught by them? What happened? Sadly, Tatva, even the strongest warriors face their darkest moment. But the cruelest betrayal came from his own brother-in-law, Kanoji Shirke, who revealed his whereabouts to the Mughals in 1689. Sambhaji was captured, but did he beg for mercy? Never. Even in captivity, he did not surrender? Never. Aurangzeb, the so-called Alamgir, thought he could break this lion. He offered him wealth, power and even life if he embraced Islam. He wrote back, "माझ्या देहाचे तुकडे झाले तरी चालेल, पण हिंदू धर्माचा एकही तुकडा होता कामा नये. Let my body be torn apart, but not a single shred of my dharma shall be touched." For 40 days, they inflicted unspeakable torture, but not once did Sambhaji Maharaj bow. On March 11, 1689, he was executed, but his sacrifice ignited a fire that Mughals could never extinguish. What did his sacrifice achieve? Did Mughals win? No. Instead, the fire of Swarajya only burned brighter. His brother Raja Ram took the fight forward, and later, his son Chhatrapati Sahu carried the Maratha Empire to new heights, turning it into the strongest power in India. Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj was not just a king, he was a statement, a force, an immortal legend. His martyrdom wasn't the fall of an empire, it was the rise of a revolution. His blood became the ink that wrote the next glorious chapter of Haindavi Swarajya. Amazing! Feeling proud to have been born in the land where he once lived. Centuries have passed, but his legacy stands unshaken. Even today, his story roars across the lands, reminding us of the power of courage, the strength of unwavering faith, and the price of true freedom. Tell me, doesn't this story ignite a fire in your heart? If it does, then don't just remember Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. Live by his ideals. Stand for truth, fight for justice, and never bow to tyranny. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to Bodha Hoots for more legendary tales. In the end, Swarajya never dies. It lives within us. Jai Bhavani, Jai Shivaji, Jai Sambhaji.